Hello, I'm a nobody throwing my 2 cents into a topic that no one asked me for. My veteran is around level 2700 and yeah, no one cares about the intro. Executioner stance is in a pretty good spot that really lives up to being a high skill, high reward ability. There's only two relatively minor buffs that I would give it. Range damage bonuses would be up to 30% instead of 25%, and it gains 1% damage reduction every 1 second the ability is active up to a maximum of 30. Voice of Command is easily the meta choice for Veteran, for obvious reasons, but will only be taking a minor nerf and a small update to its baseline ability. Voice of Command: replenish your toughness and stagger all enemies. New: replenish 50 flat toughness to nearby allies, does not exceed the maximum, and nearby allies gain stun immunity for 5 seconds. For the bonus nodes, only in Death to Duty End, we'll be losing the cooldown increase, and Duty and Honor will now allow the ability to exceed their maximum toughness, but will increase the cooldown by 50%. Infiltrate is quite frankly useless outside of speedrunning or gimmicks, so it will be getting a massive buff, but I don't want it to be another copy of Zealot, and instead want it to lean more into sabotage and infiltration. So, Infiltrate: replenish all toughness and enter stealth for 8 seconds, gain 25% movement speed. New: while stealth, grenades deal 50% more damage and have a 25% increased radius. These bonuses can stack with Grenade Tinkerer. Throwing grenades will no longer remove stealth. Objectives also capture 50% faster. Data interrogators will now reveal 2 lines instead of just 1. A cooldown of 50 seconds, holds 2 charges. The bonus nodes Overwatch and Low Profile will be removed. The Survivalist aura faces the same issues as the abilities, in that it's the only one that's actually really good, so I want to change the other two to at least semi-compete. Survivalist will remain untouched, but Fire Team will now give 15% ranged weak spot strength, and Close and Kill now reduces talent cooldowns by 15%. Think Veterans Grenades, Zealots Until Death, Psyker's Assail, but do note that this will not work on abilities. I would also like to buff the Veteran's unique cover peeking mechanic, giving it plus 50% damage reduction from frontal ranged attacks, and minus 50% recoil. Since the game focuses heavily on movement, this wouldn't really affect much, but it does provide a very nice buff for those niche situations where you get yourself blocked in by endless gunners. There really aren't any changes that I would make to talent specifically, just a restructure of the talent tree so things can flow into each other better, and to remove at least half of the 19 tax nodes that Veteran suffers from. As for Keystones, Focus, Target, and Weapon Specialist are both fantastic, one more boring than the other, while Marksman Focused, while decent, is way too mechanically demanding. So I would add in the Camouflage bonus node into its baseline functionality to make it feel easier to keep up stacks. I would also like to add one massive buff to this ability, not any damage increases, but to add an additional function to your ranged weapon depending on the type of bullet that it shoots. Lasgun type weapons now earn 7.5% rending per stack, and bullet type weapons now pierce through plus 1 enemy per stack, and at 10 stacks or more it can now pierce through 1 carapace target. The nice thing about Veteran Grenades is they all excellently fulfill a certain aspect of the game and don't really need any huge buffs, just some tweaks. Shredders excel at dealing with hordes and are incredibly versatile tools that can be used in every scenario and can even clutch games by having the grenade refill talent, so I wouldn't really change anything about them, especially when combined with a new Infiltrate. Crack grenades are in a weird spot. They trivialize bosses, and for that reason alone I think they are the meta nade for Havoc lobbies, but their usage outside of that really struggles by only being useful for the occasional rogue crusher off in the distance. The big issue it faces is the magnetize mode can often work against the user. Say a pack of crushers is running at the team, throwing a crack grenade will always magnetize to the first one leading, but because it takes a bit to explode, your team will use their resources and abilities to whittle them down as quickly as possible, thus rendering the nade useless. A very easy fix to the scenario is to replace the underhand function with an impact function, making you throw the grenade like normal, but instead will explode on impact. This won't overshadow the Arbitrator's impact grenades either, since the blast radius is ridiculously small and near useless outside of direct hits. But to balance out this change, the impact function will lose its stagger ability for the sake of balance, making it far less effective against boss enemies, but much more responsive to the crusher that's in your face. Smoke grenades are fantastic and don't really need any huge buffs, since they trivialize some of the hardest sections in the game, think Silo Cluster Finale or Clandestine Gloriana. They provide immediate cover anywhere, anytime, and will drag all ranged enemies into melee combat, making waves of gunners significantly more manageable. The problem smoke grenades do have, though, is they can be infuriating for your team to play around, as it completely blocks all vision past the smoke. The only buff that I would introduce is, instead of blocking a teammate's vision completely when outside of the smoke radius, it only blocks 50% of their vision. So while it's still hard to see through, it wouldn't be impossible, and significantly reduces both the stress via inexperience or frustration of not being able to see anything half the time unless they stick close to the veteran using them. I won't be touching on most of the weapons, just the one that feels more like a guardsman weapon. Las guns are in a good place for now, and it's one of those high-skilled, high-reward weapons with a heavy focus on hitting weak spots. I frequently use it inside of Havoc 40 lobbies, and it does work very well, but it could still use some minor buffs. All las gun variants will get a flat 10 damage bonus. Nothing insane, but it will help with those key breakpoints that it needs to feel competitive, and to make it feel a little bit more consistent. They'll also get the auto-fire function, so you don't break your hand trying to use them. For plasma guns, I would only remove the safety feature on its left click, so similar to Psyker's Peril, shooting again at 97% of heat regardless of how you shoot it will cause it to overheat and explode, but not at 96% or lower. Chainswords would get a flat 35 damage buff and add the Bloodletter Blessing into its baseline functionality. A blessing that could replace this would be something along the lines of adding brittleness or rending to the target the longer that the special attack stays connected, or a blessing that cuts the special attack duration in half, so you're not stuck to a single target while also keeping the same amount of damage. For the power sword, I don't really have an idea, and the shovel is perfectly fine, so it could stay the same, to be honest.
Heard an officer talking about something called cicatrix maledictus. What's all that about then?
More concerned with what's waiting for you up ahead. Stay on mission.
So long as it stays away from me, not my problem.
Can't miss, won't miss. Psyker does good work. Occasionally. Drop it down! engaged!
A blasphemous rite underway. Also apparently enthralled to an unknown form. I have been outplayed.
Reply is subsistence. I tried to warn you.
Recriminations can wait until after we have answers.
It's Delray! Headhunting! They were here a minute ago. Shotgunner! Won't be a problem now!
An apothecarian! If any are so weak to acquire it,
We got the ridge!
Is a glorious thing. I will ease your pain. So
Lie to us again. Speak to us of how this is under thy control.
wait. Wait. They will come no further.
Thy confidence is a crutch.
Eyes open! I hear now!
An ambush. Well, the Emperor's attack.
You're sealed in. Fight it and wait for an opening.
I would have thought that was obvious.
You're impossible.
It's going! The Emperor's strength was in me.
Promise send us their death, Captain. No! The ritual must be protected.
Your devices are orders.
What thou hast must be sufficient.
Sighting it! Bomber's dead! Get shotgunner! Copy that! Hand grenade! Engaging priority target! Stop after that bomber! Emperor's throne! Look at the witch! Hostage 220 engaged! Good bomber! Foxbender! Down! Killed the Ranger, fellas! Can't miss, won't miss. That's the top spray they're done! Oh, thrown! That's the big mute he killed!
So the cult named themselves Admonition. I should have seen it. And that they were the true architect of this unpleasantness.
Now is not the time for recriminations.
Very kind but untrue. There will be recriminations enough to last a lifetime.
Two patrols engaged! Right, won't be a bad now!
Ranger! Yes, well done! You hit it head!
Rangers finished! Ambush!
That's the Ranger attendant!
That's the Ranger, Jake! He's still wait! Ranger shot! Don't think that interests you. Rangers, you got it! Let's go noisy night! Let's have me go! Fire! Truck break! Watch the fire! Truck breaker!
The power filled, the grandfather's generous eye settles upon the cathedral. Thou needst only hold them back for a little time.
I will not fail the admonition.
We lack thy confidence.
Striking. You're about to enter the unknown. The heretic. This admonition has some wickedness in store. Prove yourself worthy of Extricator Zola's trust and my indulgence. End it.
They found cover! Don't shotgunner!
In the shadows.
It shall be so! Big beauty eliminated! Sickening! Engaging! Boom! Breathing spinning bomber! Gunner! Ready and kill shot! Headshots is best!
Thy failure, damn captain!
Got the trusty 7-7! Yes! Grenade out!
Even a blunt instrument has its place, isn't it?
How can a fallen wretch like thee understand?
Yes! The war flows through me!
What in Swan's name are they attempting?
Whatever the cult intends, those stims are clearly part of it. Strike team, silence please, now.
That did it! Keep going! Grip the advantage! Look for the next! Another barrier down!
Yes, shotgunner!
Sounds like a house! How's it?